Hey, welcome to Fireside Gaming. This is just a little short video where I wanted to show off something that I've been doing in my spare time over the past couple of weeks. If any of you remember my video where I bought my friend Nexulus's gaming collection, you might remember this PS1 from that video. It was in need of a deep clean, and while I've replaced plenty of parts on my consoles, like switching out motherboards and the disk drive on my Wii or the various parts of my PS2, I'd never actually done a deep clean of a console before. The best thing about this is how straightforward the PS1 is to take apart. No hidden screws, as they are all in plain sight on the bottom, and everything easily comes apart. Once I did that, I cleaned the PS1 shell up with some water and dish soap, and it was already looking much better, but still way too yellow for my liking. I ended up tossing it in a clear tub with some hydrogen peroxide. I only had one bottle of this, and my local store was completely sold out weirdly. So I mixed some of the hydrogen peroxide in with water, and I left the plastic shell sitting outside for about a week. While I was waiting for that to finish, I cleaned up the motherboard and power board for the PS1. And Nexulus comes from a heavy smoker household, and the person that owned it before him was the same. So there was plenty of tar inside that needed cleaned off. I used 91% isopropyl alcohol for this. I actually had to soak the parts for a bit and then use a PC duster to dry them off to make any meaningful progress. It was that bad. Additionally, I soaked the RF shields in white vinegar and scrubbed them with a toothbrush to remove the significant amount of rust that had built up on them. I also re-lubed the sliders and gears and the laser assembly with white lithium grease. Getting back to the PS1 shell, a week in the high degree weather that we had, as well as the tub of hydrogen peroxide and water mixture, did a lot of good. As in, like, holy crap, I never expected this to turn out as well as it did. Was it perfect? No, there's a couple of small blemishes. But it was looking pretty dang snazzy. I first hooked it up to my 32-inch flat-screen TV next to my computer, and I booted up my old Final Fantasy VIII save to test it out, and everything worked fine. After that quick test, I spent the rest of the night playing Digimon Rumble Arena with my son. The next day, I moved the PS1 out to the living room, and I hooked it up to the CRT that we have out there, and it looks so good. Sorry about the flicker, by the way. I can't adjust the shutter speed on my phone's camera to remove it. My son's been using it to play some Spyro the Dragon, though I think it's still some time before he's ready to make a serious attempt at playing through the game.
Breathe fire, press circle. Yeah, but do it at him. Almost. You almost got him. Turn to your left. Now do it. Good job, you got him.
He's also been watching me play through Final Fantasy VII. And I had to run to one of my local retro game stores near me to get a couple of memory cards, because whenever I went to save for the first time, I didn't have any space on my card. While there, I also picked up a couple of controllers, one that needs cleaning, but the other, a PS1 controller specifically, was already cleaned up and in great shape. And with my first experience doing a deep clean of a retro console complete, I'm having a lot of fun with this PS1. I actually took on this task because I recently bought a Sega Saturn for really cheap on Facebook Marketplace. It's in desperate need of a cleaning and some other repairs. Saturns are a bit rarer, so I didn't want my first cleaning to be it, and I instead chose the PS1 I had lying around. I kind of figured that it's a much more common console, and I wouldn't feel too bad if I broke anything during the cleaning process. I'm actually digging playing games on this PS1 so much that I might run some cables to my PC and a capture card so that I can get some footage directly from the CRT. I have this cheap Chinese one that I've been meaning to try out and see if it's actually any good. And I know that might seem silly to some, but I really do love the look of retro games on original hardware, and I won't deny that, yes, nostalgia does play a part in that, but they really do just look better being played on hardware they were designed for. All in all, cleaning a retro console isn't too hard, and I'd recommend giving it a shot if you have any interest in restoring one. Thanks for checking out this video, and until next time, take it easy.